Hello everyone, someone had previously told about the movie Bad Genius in the movie version. The film is about two poor students, helping a group of close classmates cheat, although the movie scored 8.2 points, but it received a lot of criticism from the online community. The whole movie is like that bug. Did the teacher not hear it knocking on the table? The phone is hidden in the toilet. This way is too clumsy. However, the TV series as adapted recently released, gives netizens a surprise. Moreover, the number of votes also reached 8.6 points, higher than the movie version. Why is that? Here is a trick. For example, the female protagonist Lynn is giving out, is using piano key gestures to express ABCD. A is like this. B is like this. C is like this. And D is like that. But then followed by the student group of the TV version, immediately began to object. How easy it is. Hand gestures were too fast, we couldn't memorize them. Furthermore, if you remember a gesture incorrectly, then all answers will be wrong. A moment of intense questioning made Lynn unable to speak. Right. When I watched the movie, I was also confused with answer B, but Lynn in the TV version is inherently fearless. She stared at the clock on the board, immediately thought of plan B again. That is to use the clock in the exam room to say answers. The minute hand represents the number of questions, displayed on the watch's minutes. And it represents the answer to the question that Lynn will tell everyone. The first minute example is indicative. She wants to answer the first question. Similarly, a total of 60 correct questions corresponding to 60 minutes. Second hand only 1 2 3 4 is the representative of 4 answers A B C D. Pay attention to her right hand. When her right hand moves in time, the second hand is in which gear? Then the answer is that number. This approach is agreed upon by everyone. Lynn told them to carefully so that people don't get the wrong questions. Thus the teacher will not be suspicious. Next, it is time to take the actual test. The test begins. Question 1. The minute hand is only 1 minute. The friends all nervously looked at Lynn's right hand. Second hand index 1, no move yet. To number 2, has not taken any action yet. At only number 3, she raised her hand. Under chin. Right. The answer is C. After mastering the rule, the questions are then proceeded smoothly. She stroked her hair. You fill out the answer. She put her hand to her ear. You fill out the answer. Each sentence passed by sentence. Her hands were constantly swinging. You copy each sentence. But her strange behavior has been noticed by the guy next to him. What did you do? Bank is also a good student. Lynn has always been his scholarship opponent, so he is very cold to her. Bank blamed her. Examination should focus on doing the test. Your hands can't stop moving. Lynn missed answer B, but the next one is coming. The correct answer is in A. The second hand also points to it quickly. She slowly raised her hand. Scolding of teachers, threatened Bank to drop the pen to the floor. He immediately bent down. Resulting from the bag dropped a piece of paper. This time was seen by the teacher. Lynn looked at Bank in surprise. Could he have cheated? Bank hurriedly picked up the piece of paper stuffed into the pocket of his pants. But the teacher has been step by step. Regardless of how the Bank was questioned by the teacher, Bank still definitely does not take it out, until the teacher directly took out the discovery. It's just your customer's laundry bill. This caused mockery of the rich people around. When the teacher scolded him, take advantage of when the bank leaves. Lynn continued to remind you all, and themselves are also convenient to win money fraud. But she didn't feel the least bit happy. Although the bank is also a scholarship opponent with me, but she was regarding the scene from Bank earlier. Another sentiment arises. After taking the test successfully, Lynn decided to continue using this cheating method to send you answers. Luckily this time Bank sat away from her. That way he won't be bothered by him. The test begins. First hour. Lynn quickly completed the answer sheet. Until the next hour. Began to cheat. Minute hand only 1 minute is also the first question. Second hand index 1. Lynn put his hand to his neck. The answer is A. Her friends immediately filled out the answers. The second question, she stroked her hair. The answer is D. Sentence 3 with both hands under chin. The answer is C. Time passed by each minute. You quickly fill out the answer. Just have money. Checking is still easy. After that, it was just when Lynn submitted the answer sheet. The teacher found something strange in the distance. She immediately moved forward. The classmates were all afraid and trembling. Fortunately the teacher went to the fat guy, from the pocket of his pants. Drops a piece of paper. On it is to write the answer of the test. Teacher questioned him. She even said, I ask you where this is from. If I do not reply, I will mark the post. The class will retake the test. The fat man still refused to answer. This crematorial name, making Lin fall into the abyss. Get into a dilemma. The teacher publicly cheats the fat guy. Lin looked at it and discovered. The scribbled answer writer tried not to write some of the answers. The rest are all correct answers. So clearly who wrote this answer? Definitely among 5 people who cheated. Her close friend Grace was definitely not. Grace is a pure and sweet girl. On stage plays the second lead, always as the background for the heroine. The more adorable, Grace is very brave, because the show had to cry. She does not regret but pinched her thighs. Nor is Grace's boyfriend. He has no motives. Moreover, the customers in this place are also looking for by him. So only the other 3 classmates left. The 3 of them plan to find each person in class to ask. Class A denied that he and the fat guy inherently didn't play with each other. He switched to classmate B. Class B classmate of course does not admit it. I don't know him either. Changed to classmate C. Class C continued to deny. Watch out, find out the insider's name. It's more difficult than cheating. The genius girl Lin. To make money and cheating exams can still go on smoothly. She made up her mind. Found this bad guy. She returned home. Redraw everyone sitting positions while taking the test. She discovered the sitting positions of 3 classmates ABC still a distance from the fat guy. So who is that insider after all? Suddenly, she saw Grace's sitting position, just 2 tables away from the fat guy. But who sits at these 2 tables? The girl on the stage, Claire. And another member of the other crew, Bath. So it can be said. Perhaps after Grace passed the answer to Claire, then passed on to the other member of the crew, Bath. In the end as the fat guy, the crew captain. The truth gradually emerged. Lin then went to find a close friend. But Grace just heard about Lin denouncing herself. Immediately cried.
เราไม่ได้ทำจริงๆนะลิน เราจะทำแบบนั้นกับแกได้ยังไงอะแกเป็นเพื่อนสนิทเรานะ แกไม่เชื่อเราหรอ
Lin looked at her best friend's heartbroken figure. Immediately apologize. But back to the scene just now. It turned out that her best friend had always pinched her thighs. Her entire crying scene is also self-acting. Lin could not guess. Her best friend is lying to her. So why did Grace betray her? At that time, Grace secretly found someone who secretly loved her. Classmate C tell him the whole truth. It turned out that on stage she was never taken seriously, but she always admired the girl she acted with, Claire. Wishes to be like her. Under the shimmer of the stage, there was applause. Perhaps the cheering of the audience blurred her presence. She agreed with Claire. If you give her the answer. So, Claire will give up the female lead role in the drama club. Thus, Grace can replace that role, standing under the light. But Grace could never have imagined it. Claire transferred the answer to the fat man, the captain of the drama club. She begged Class C not to tell others. Is not even said to Lin. She also wants Class C to apologize for her. That at least conceals the truth. But the secretly loving classmate Grace did not agree with her this. Over the years, she always neglected. Ignore him. When that happened, he took his hand again, weeping loudly for help. Apparently I have a lover. But he also held another boy's hand. That is too promiscuous. Grace immediately chased after classmate C. She said she always appreciated him. It was just her lover that wouldn't allow her to get close to him. Because like that will get jealous. Friend C stupidly believed. It turns out that Grace always cares about me. Grace continued to hold his hand asking for his help. At that time you learn C honestly asked her that.
งั้นเราจะได้อะไรตอบแทน
Grace said in a pitiful voice.
เราต้องอยากได้อะไรอะ
เกรซให้อะไรเราได้บ้าง
อะไรก็ได้
Class C's hand was gradually brought down to Grace's feet. Switch to another scene. The story of the insider who cheats seems to be over. Her best friend is in the troupe, waiting anxiously for the results to be announced.
นางเอกของเราซินเดอเรลล่านะครับ เราก็ขอเลือกแคร์ครับผม
This result made Grace disappointed, but devastated, crying. The announcement is over. She immediately found Claire. Grace scolded her, why did you betray me? Not that you said you got my answer. We'll give up on the female lead. Claire coldly answered, you know what? I gave the answer to the captain. They promised me. Was for me to be the female lead during high school. I guess it's you. Then also will agree. Grace collapsed. She did not expect that Claire would betray her, and I betrayed Lin myself. Even more I did not expect that I would take the initiative to let my classmates see usurp. Also betrayed his lover. Under the gloomy lights, she sat down alone. This time, she seemed to have achieved her desire to be the lead role. The only thing this time coincided with was a tragic one.